So welcome to this copywriting. So in this video guys, you're going to learn how to use the AIDA formula or AIDA in this powerful copywriting formula. So it works for sales page, blog posts, email, newsletters, sales, videos, scripts, Facebook ads, Google ads, and more. So this is one of the copywriting formula that will help you to write all your copy faster and will get you best results. Okay, so if you're not using AIDA, then you could be missing out a lot of leads, traffic, and sales. Now here's a visual of how the AIDA looks like. So see what it stands for. So AIDA is designed to grab people's attention and take them through your content to the point that they take action to that what they read. Okay, so and this formula is virtually foolproof. So this has been used and it's proven effective. So I recommend this for everybody. So let's take a look. Alright, so there are 4 parts of AIDA formula. Now the first part is the attention. So if you want people to take action, you have to first get their attention on the headline subject here. Okay, so that's the video title. Now for example, here is you can see the subject of this email. So it creates highly engaging videos straight from your phone, and that is really important to have catchy title because the reader will gonna be asking what's in it for me. Again, you're selling the benefits. Okay, so what you should invest, why you should invest time in reading this if they're not they are not getting anything from it. Alright, so for example in your blog post they're never going to buy or subscribe whatever actions you want them to do. Now the second is the second letter is the I. Alright, so once you have and if you hold their interest in this first paragraph, then you will lose them if you don't get their interest. So what do you need to do to get them is to get them very interested and engage with unusual information or anything that will really benefit them. So if you shoot the edit high-class videos from your phone, so it's automatically recognize this example, and where other options out there, but this one is different, guys. So I am very interested. I really want to find out why I have to learn and I have to make something better. Okay, so the third part of the AIDA formula is the desire. So what you want to do now is to really engage them to that. Really want them to offer. What are you offering? So there is 3 ways to create desire in your copy. 1 is to show the product benefits. Again, you're selling the benefits, not the features. So 2 is to explain the product challenge and their life, what it will solve to their problems. Okay, so this will solve their problems. And 3 is to show the results. So other people have achieved, like testimonials and examples. Here we can see not only can palm at high quality content just using your phone. So you can also leverage new aspect videos that deliver the engagement of 100% more engagement, 35% video views higher, 30% less cost per engagement, 78% more visibility in the newsfeed. So those are some of the benefits that you really have to have for the outcomes, and I can get by using this product. Right. So here is a bit testimonial of influencer reference here. Okay, so there's a new tool. So if there is a so if the best buy or the best guy, one of the best guys, if using well, that's very interesting, and I want to use it so I can get up his level. Now, the final part of the AIDA formula is the action. All right, so it's really where you want them to take the next step. All right. So now once you've steered enough desire with your prospects about what you're offering is, you have to let them take an action to close the deal. So like buying the products here, you want them to sign up the newsletter something on your tweets, right, on your website too. So you should write and have to have the call to action button. Alright, so after you create a piece of content, specifically give them the reason to do that. Alright, so as you can see here, the example here is to grab a copy tool, early, and that's one of the examples. So the full run through AIDA formula example 3D and make it. So in this video, guys, I'm going to give you 11 tips of how to write magnetic headlines, and headlines are so important because on average 5 times as many people read the headline as you have the body content. So when you are if you have written your headline, guys, you spent 80 cents of a dollar. Now this is what this person is. David said that was originally one of the original grandmasters of copywriting and one of the big ad man from 1950s and 60s. So ito yung isa sa mga testimony niya. Okay, so what you should signal to, even if you are not buying ads, is how important as headlines are. All right, so writing your headline versus the content, because that's what most people are going to read. So now you should understand the importance of headline. I hope you got that, guys. So headlines with numbers such as top 15 websites, use the numbers again, because this SEO techniques, you can use them right now. So there are 7 ways to have yourself happy person, for example. So 7 secret, 7 proven, 7 reasons, 7 tips, etc. Now you're getting something, and you're starting your headline with a very good practice. Okay, so those are good practices. It also creates very easy structure if you would like to create your content, because you just have a list. Alright, so it's organized, and your clients can, or your customers can do it quickly. So probably it's the biggest headline tip that you can use to apply easily. Now the websites like BuzzFeed and have built hundreds of millions of dollars businesses just using this headline tip. Okay, so every article on this site almost starting with a number like this. Now tip that people to write headlines so they still work, how to make a lavender lemonade to get rid of headaches. Yeah, that's also one example. So if common obstacles blank, how to do blank with objection, really this one's very powerful. And how to even or without, because people know how to do things, then they run into problems and existing solutions. Okay, so don't solve those. So if you really want to grab their attention, you have to have something unique, different. Okay, or without having how make YouTube videos without recording content, and that's an example that really is going to grab their attention. So third tip is to write headlines, is to flag common mistakes, such as 16 copywriting mistakes you're probably making, how to fix them, and you are making these 10 Google AdWords mistakes, for example. So again, it creates curiosity, and people click through because they want to know how they make mistakes, right? So also it will help them to solve their problems. So again, you're selling the benefit. All right, so read this guide first. Okay, so I think as SEO, you quiz yourself and find out those questions are just a great way to engage with people and really get them into the content. The 5th tip now, the right headline to use is the punctuation, and it's very simple technique. So which especially it is used for SEO. All right, so if you want to rank in the Google search, any SERPs, guys, in YouTube search, putting the keywords and to start this of that, it can be very helpful. So here's an example. If you want to write your keyword marketing plan template, the title here, your blog could the marketing plan template. So create your first marketing plan in 5 steps. So that's going to give an advantage in terms of SEO, because the keywords there starts with the title. It's very important. Also, just make clear with you guys, people, all right, that what Moses is about 6 tips to write headlines to be ultra specific. So if you really want to define what article is about, and remember guys that headlines set expectations to set the article. Okay, so try to be really quite clear about what is and someone up in a simple idea. So bad headline, for example, would just create song head, or like a good headline would be, you know, how to compose yourself a song. It's like composing a song. Okay, so songwriting, on one is clear outcome, so there compose your first song. Okay, and use to gather information like what, when, where, and how, so that will answer all the questions. So these are the common questions we ask, and use them to refer headline to articulate your offering. So for example, you could say that 7 questions. These 7 questions will reveal why you are still single. Okay, so here's another example of how you motivate yourself and don't want to exercise. Okay, so include those 5 W's in your headlines. Okay, so tip number 8 is to write headline to give attention to the headline length. Okay, so if you want your headlines to look good, prevent them from being cut off, and make sure that your headlines are right in length. Okay, not too long, not too short. Okay, so that's another. So otherwise you are going to be cut off. Alright, okay, so people aren't going to see the search result, that might not be as compelling for them to click through. Okay, so 9, now it's the image, and the 9th tip, alright, the image, to make your image critical success. It should really grab the attention of viewer, that will help understand the essence of what your article is. So creative content is very important. So here are a couple so you can also get them for free. We have a lot of websites for that. So here, for example, personally, unsplash.com, stocksnap.io, pixels.com. Okay, so those are examples. There's a lot. Okay, so I'm going to give that link, guys. Okay, so I'll provide that to you. Please stay tuned. So I think his excellent writing, for example, the titles having good images on that. Yeah, so they really clickable. And for example, here you can see 12 new plugins that will boost your online sales into 2019. Wow, very specific. So he got a number. So he's got an outcome here that we really want to see for, you know, those 12s, and because I want to get the results. So again, that's the kind of common mistakes, for example. So yeah, you see that. So I recommend that you really take a look at maybe someone on your niche, chosen niche. So it's very good writing headlines, and then you have to really consider that. Okay, so number 11, the final tip to really practice, and you can see here this tool says copywriters aren't born. So they practice. I would recommend is to use this too, guys. So you can just type in 25 headlines into Google. All right. So that's the thing. Okay. So you can use 25 different types. Okay. So you see that one really catches your attention the most. Okay. So that's awesome. Now, as we said, 5 times as many people are going to read the headline, so it's really recommend that every part of the content here. Okay, so it should be even, and even email try to write this at least. Okay, so 10 different variations for same thing. So that's really a cool thing. So that if it's the right length. So feature tells, benefit sells. All right, so again, feature tell but benefit sells. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to flip features into benefits, and that's one of the best examples all the time. All right, so this really make your digital marketing a success. Okay, so for example, why didn't we say we have 1 GB of storage for MP3s? Remember these iPods before? So that was a feature they presented as its benefit for customers. 1,000 songs in your pocket, and so it's a brilliant example. Okay, but I can see here 1,000 songs in my pocket, and I get it. So that really gives them an idea and understand that there's a clear benefit in it. Okay, I love that advertising before. So I remember having a mini disc player before, like years ago. This is going back quite a while now. I think I could only have like 20 or 30 songs, whatever. So maybe this is more like 50, but 1,000 songs in your pocket was just much better than anything out there, right? So this is how they sell benefits. So CDs were probably 20 or 20 to 20 songs, something like that. So they really did something better. Okay, so iPod was so successful before, and a lot of their competitors products versus iPod were focusing on, I think, is their feature, and but iPod sells benefits. All right, they know how to sell their products itself. Okay, so what is actually the result that people can get from having an iPod? So it's 1,000 songs in your pocket. Again, that's a benefit, guys. So let's go through a couple of examples again. So if we look at the shampoo here, you see that shampoo, it contains special formula like Panadol, but really, so what if you want to really flip the feature into benefits? So you can apply this. So what says, for example, so what it contains, that's any special ingredients that really benefit the customer and get more beautiful hair, right? So that's really the benefit people is going to have with this shampoo. So if you focus on that, probably look at yourself and like if you want to make it more appealing. So you want to get beautiful hair and get noticed. Now you don't really care about special ingredients. Who cares? Here's a bag that features that has a rain cover, and apply the sidewalk test. Once again, you flip the feature into benefit, right? So what I can, or they might say that why I do care if has a rain cover. Well, the benefit for me to keep your gear dry even in torrential rain. So what I can do with this product, okay? So let's take a look for another example. So the feature here, fitness program, that include meal plan shaker. So if we apply for what test, so what benefit in there? So is there a meal plan and shaker including in that fitness program? So that benefit really, what will I like to exactly know? Okay, so as I can see all of these examples, the benefit is really going to sell the product because it's more compelling. It attracts their attention, guys. Always remember that. So if I want to do with what I can do with the product is to really, the result. So in this video, guys, I'm going to give you 5 tips to create an irresistible CTA, or call to action. So a strong call to action is the difference between page that converts to one that falls flat. So the first step to create an irresistible call to action is to have a call to action on every page. Not just, this is serious, yeah. So not just your home page, but also to your blog posts and emails, and really in Facebook posts and in any marketing content, guys. So after you are creating a piece of content on a specific reason and what you're building or having engagement with your prospects and audience, you really get to have a start CTA. Okay, so you might not always be the it might not always be the call to action on your homepage, such as signing up 14 days trials. It could be, sign up on your email list so you can potentially sell them or sell something for them later on. Okay, so but really you should be engaging with your audience, guys. So every opportunity that you can really build that relationship, what you can do for something for them, take the action. So that's why you should have a CTA button in every page. And I also recommend that you begin at the end. Since you're before to start writing anything, an email or blog post or landing page, whatever, do it at the end. Okay, so if you're really clear on something, because if you are not clear, they're not going to follow what you want them to do. So the second tip to create an irresistible CTA is to start with a verb. It's an action word. So it really, make them start to do it. Okay, like try, download, subscribe, watch, share, fill out, shop. Okay, or order. So it just make it really clear that you're experiencing to call to an action. So the best way to show that is starting with an action verb. Okay, all right, so wag niyong kakalimutan yan. So now some of those action verbs, like to start, to try, use this, great idea, something like that, for something like buying, buy, shop, something like that. Okay, so try any course, for example, is one of the action verbs. So if you have any option to try and pick a verb like start or try, do it. Okay, now the third tip to create an irresistible CTA is to create a sense of urgency. And here are some easy ways to create an urgency. Okay, so now try our software or service, limited time offer. So quantities limited for 47 items left. Sale ends on August 31st. Doors close on Thursday. You don't miss it out. Okay, so these are all ways to create sense of urgency, guys, and it's a very good technique in the internet, and it will get you invited to make you invite a lot of people to buy things. Okay, so the closing, then sales, then you might see the retail shop, the Christmas sales, January sales people. Okay, for example, if you know that there is a deadline, guys, the reader encourages them to create that sense of urgency. Okay, so the fourth tip now is to create irresistible CTA, is to really just make it visible. Okay, so if you need to really clear on people's expectations, you have to do something like, for example, if you should really draw the user's eyes on the action and you really want them, so you can use contrasting colors. The color has to be compelling, the visual, the graphics. Okay, so yellow button here to call for CTA, download PDA, for example. Yeah, so I get their emails address, but on the page, hopefully, it's a bit zoom out, but that's okay. So now I also in the bar side, so hopefully I can see really contrasting colors, compelling colors on this side. Okay, but if you're using an email, for example, and you simply bold the call to action I've done here, for example, and slide, and you can really see pops sticks out. Okay, so it pays the full link in the email. So when people see links, they automatically know that they are supposed to click that, right? For linking, if you create a link. Okay, so because you just have to click in it, really click here, really get lost. So it's easy to miss if you want like a visible email and paste a couple link in here, Facebook post. All right, so pasting the whole link, it makes it really visible and really obvious that this is what you want them to do. So tip number 4 is to make it visible. Okay, so let's go with tip number 5 is to minimize the risk if you want to really reduce people's fears and hesitations. So you should minimize the risk of really make it easy for them to say yes. And there are a couple of ways to do that, guys. So one is the money back guarantee. So if you use the phrase to join today, enjoy the 100% money back guarantee for 30 days, you can also use more specific, like don't get X result by X time, then I'll give you 100% of your investment back, no questions asked. So that would create a trust to your customers. So making them think that the investment is not just an expense, also there are no question asked on their side, right? So it also reduces the risk because okay, so if I'm not gonna be banned from support teams, for example, there's nothing that I have to do in the order to get refund. Okay, so I just no question asked. Okay, so that's really great. So that often a good little phrase to put to minimize the risk. Okay, so the risk is not in terms of their money, but also their time and effort. Okay, so if you say there's no credit card required, means that you have to cancel or remember to cancel later on, and there's no big installation process. Okay, so that's also one good thing. Alright, so sign up in just 60 seconds and get approved in just 8 minutes. So it's another thing that I've seen on those specific time measures really minimize the risk to say, okay, I'm not going to be doing this for the next 2 hours. I can just do it quickly and get going. So that wraps up and how to create an irresistible call to action, guys. So really this is very okay. So if you want to write a copy that converts suspicious readers into ready to buy customers, then you just need to master one simple rule over, and you need that to write like your customer talk. So this is very important, guys. So all you need to do is to take the pain points and desires of your prospect and talk and write them into sales pages, emails, or blog posts. Then when you do that, your prospects are going to say hey, this product is exactly for me. So this is a different two other solutions that I've seen. I really want this and going to be with their wallets, and get ready to buy your product. Okay, and the only after reading a couple of sentences, it will create a desire for them. Okay, so one is a customer survey. Okay, second is reviewing social media on Facebook groups, Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, etc. So third is the sites, the marketplace is going through the 5-star reviews. Remember that, okay? And so what we're gonna be doing here is like just looking at the customer's interview over Skype or phone that to really dig deep and understand what is holding them back. Okay, so that gives you an opportunity to create something unique and do selling proposition that includes into a copywriting sense. Okay, now we've gone through all of this, and in this course I'm going to put a link in the descriptions. Okay, so I'm going to go back and look for that if I haven't, but I'm going to include that. Okay, so understanding a customer's pain points, again, that create desires, it's a copywriting job, and it is very important to write them down very effectively. Okay, so if you really want to write headlines that are going to get the clicked thing and open, and the bullet points desires that really is going to excite people, and the first paragraphs are really important and make them interested. Okay, so if you haven't, go back and look for the market research section, please do, and I'll see you on your next video.